I want to share how a career in recruitment completely changed my life. And I want to give you 5 reasons for which I believe a career in recruitment is one of the best choices for an expat in Japan. Before I get into it, let me give you a little bit of context. I arrived in Japan a bit over 5 years ago now, and when I arrived, I didn't speak a word of Japanese. Honestly speaking, the first weeks I arrived in Japan, I was completely depressed. I barely wanted to leave my apartment. Everything felt like overwhelming and stressful. Like trying to get like a phone plan or opening up a bank account seemed like crazy challenges. I was over relying on my wife, which is she's Japanese, and overall, like I started teaching English at first. English teaching was not at all something that I enjoyed personally, and then I got into a role where I was selling for an English school. Pay was pretty low, and overall, I didn't feel any excitement while doing it. Eventually, someone came to me selling me a job in recruitment, and the pitch was something like that. He told me, you will get paid to network, you will learn about an industry, you will surround yourself with the best experts in that industry, you will use the company's money to build your network, and on top of that, you will make a lot of commission if you are successful. That pitch resonated. The first year, all I was focusing on was studying how other top billers are functioning. Then I moved to another agency. I was pretty successful there, spent about 2 years and a half there. Fast forward, I am now running my own agency here in Japan. The reason number one, and the one that I constantly bring up, is that as an expat, when you arrive in a country like Japan, it is not easy to build up a network. But imagine in recruitment, you are actually getting paid to network. It's literally your job. You're supposed to meet people, and you're supposed to meet people that are extremely good in what they do. You're also receiving a budget from the company you're working for in order to take those people out for lunches, for dinners. So for me, just that aspect is absolutely insane. I mean, you're getting paid to build a network in a country where you don't have a network. Like that sounds already like an ultimate hack. Reason number two. The reason number two is the freedom. Like you can pretty much work remotely from anywhere in Japan, and or even from your home country. If you decide to go back for some holidays, you can still work from overseas, for example. There is so much freedom when it comes to the location from which you're doing the job. And there is also so much freedom when it comes to the actual working hours. Like I always operated by just getting the job done when it had to be done, and I don't think I ever really did the typical 9 to 6. I'm not saying that you're not gonna have to put in a lot of hours, but overall, it's all about working smart and not necessarily working hard. And the freedom that you're getting is really all about if you are performing well, people will leave you alone. And again, for me, that aspect of a job is just so attractive. Reason number three, which also is a big one, is you don't have to speak Japanese to start a career in recruitment and to be extremely successful at it. The reason number four is that you're constantly learning. The tools that you're using are constantly evolving, the landscape is constantly evolving, and the industry in which you operate is constantly evolving. So you're supposed to constantly learn and keep up with the industry. And for me, this is extremely important. Like, I don't want to be in a job where I feel like I'm not learning something every day. And in recruitment, it's constantly a moving target. And I do believe that, especially nowadays, it is important for people to be sharp and to be able to adapt very quickly. Like the world is changing so fast, and a career in recruitment will really prepare you to constantly change and to constantly adapt yourself to the new trends. If you are very serious about it, it's in your best interest to become an expert in your industry as well. And you have literally hours every day that you spend talking with, candidates and clients out there that will educate you on that industry, that they will teach you things. And hopefully at some point you start being valuable to them because you're able to teach them things. So I think it's amazing to being able to learn every day while doing a job that is fast-paced and highly rewarding. And the reason number 5, which is a very important one, is that the money in recruitment is honestly life-changing. I've seen people making so much money in such a short amount of time that it did completely change their lives. I'm talking about 50 million Japanese yen per year sometimes. There's no real limit depending on which firm you work for. There's no real limit. If you are interested in working as a recruitment agent here in Japan, feel free to reach out to me directly on LinkedIn. In my channel, I am trying to share as much information as possible when it comes to the industry. A final thing I want to share to people as well is that in the end, recruitment is a sales job, and it is quite important that you are someone that is interested in the career in sales. Like, it is a job where you have to be extremely driven, because overall, most of the time you're dealing with rejection and failures. So I don't want to deep dive into this for now, but I hope those 5 reasons open your eyes on how amazing a career in recruitment can be for an expat here in Japan. Put down a message in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what kind of information you would like me to share next, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for your time. Cheers.